Hello and welcome to another one of my videos. So this video I decided to showcase my Tiny Weapons mod pack, and the mods I have activated are Unlimited Energy, Unlimited Metal, just so I can show you all of them. But I'll show you the build times and all that, but I can just tell you the cost to fire. That's this right here, Tiny Weapons. So let's start. So in with Tiny Weapons, what I wanted to do is kind of like the Tiny Cannon, make a tiny version of every weapon. So far, I have every non-tons of gun weapon as tiny version. So just get the attack down. Now for the tiny, for most of them, they take the normal, like, machine gunners and snipers, they don't take any attack. Mortars, missiles, they take workshop, and cannon takes the munitions plant, laser takes the factory. Well, that's fine. So, kind of just waiting on this. So I can show you the tiny machine gunner first. As you can see, it is very, very tiny. And with this shoots many, many bullets. When used, since you can fit them basically anywhere, they're very difficult to snipe, and they just rain many bullets. So as you can see, they shoot a lot of bullets. They reflect off of basically everything, but they still shoot a lot of bullets. So on to the next one, which is the Tiny Sniper. It's also very tiny. It takes 3 shots to kill a normal machine gun, but can one-shot a tiny machine gun. The main use of it is it can aim, it can spot for missiles, tiny missiles, or regular missiles. Next weapon is the Tiny Mortar. I don't know why that happens, but now you have a mortar on a door. You can stop that, but you have a mortar on a door. So they have the same trajectory as normal mortars, they just don't do as much damage. So I'm gonna wait to upgrade those once I can, and I'll show you tiny swarms. Now tiny swarms, they're very tiny, so you can fit a lot of them. They shoot a lot of projectiles, but not the projectiles themselves don't do much damage. So now I'm gonna upgrade these mortars to show you how little damage they do. But I mean, they only cost 1 metal and 20 energy to fire. They only cost 20 energy, 20 metal, and 100 energy to build, so they're very cheap. And here's the swarms. Like, as you can see, that didn't do much damage. You can use these as distraction pretty easily. So here's the tiny swarms. Basically, you just use them in mass to start fires. Like, if you were to line this up, if you would place a ton of swarms normally, they can do a lot of damage. So, tiny machine gunner. Same machine gun, doesn't do much damage, can clear out lots of tiny machine gunners. Like, as you can see, it doesn't barely even damage that machine gunner. So, the one you probably have seen before, but gonna show it because just in case you haven't, is the tiny cannon and the tiny laser. So I changed the tiny laser because before it set fire to things, and with what it has, is just too much. You can continuously burn an area, and a person can't do anything. So the tiny laser has a very fast reload. As you can see, can't in one shot destroy a wood plank, so a wood strut. So you have to continuously fire it, which it's very cheap. So you can spam this a lot. Like you get 3 lasers. Just let me wait till this builds. You can get 3 lasers, and then this will do more damage. I hope. One useful thing this is useful for is against missiles, since it's so cheap to fire, and it still does the same thing as normal lasers with their ability to stop projectiles. And with, like, if you're playing Tanya's mod, they'll be able to destroy the atom cannon if you're up against that. The next thing is a tiny cannon, which, for memes, fires 2 shots and does a lot of a lot of like kinetic force on the base you hit, which is fun. But now let's see if I can kill this guy with my weapons. So, as you can see, if I don't have fast reload on, this is the normal reload, so it is very fast. And I missed. Well, that's kind of embarrassing, but now the thing about this is the most powerful thing in this mod is the tiny cannons, but oh, I forgot the nukes. Oh, I forgot the tiny nukes. So the tiny nukes are a little bit more interesting. They're very cheap, 5 metal, 400 energy, fire 1, and are a little bit more. What's the word? It goes like this more, so it's not as straight as normal nukes. So now I'm gonna fire double cannon. And it's cannons, the tiny cannons, they do much damage. So you know what we have to do? Since they do damage, just get more of them. Because more is better. One thing about these weapons too is that they weigh the exact same as their large, normal-sized counterparts. So be careful when you spam these, you might collapse yourself. So now let's just finish these lasers once more, just to show. So now this is might kill them pretty quickly, and then come with the laser, and just now the thing you don't want to do against these is dense spam because of how large it is, like how large the radius is. It just can do so much damage to you if you do so. Yeah, so that is tiny weapons, and I'll see you all later.